Let's take the measurements we need. I like to use a bell to mark the waist, because then to take the measurements we can use that as a reference point. The hip line would be the widest from this area. So let's measure the length. So this would be my measurement A, and then the hip is my measurement B, and then I want to measure the height from the waist to the hip, measurement C. I also want the measurement from the waist to the knee. Let's say that's measurement D. And then we measure the crotch depth by sitting down on a flat hard surface and measuring from the waist to the bottom. So again, I'm going to recycle some paper. This time I'm just using some paper from paper bags that I get from my grocery shop. So I have marked two lines, one horizontally and one vertically as my reference lines to mark out the front of the pattern. But from the top line here, the first thing that we have to mark is the height between the waist and the hip. So for me it was 8.5 inches. And the next one that I'm going to mark is from waist to the depth of the crotch, which was 11 for me. And I'm also going to mark the height between the waist and my knee, which is the measurement D. Then I'm going to mark the hip measurement. Divide the hip measurement by 4 and mark that amount along this line. So my hip measurement was 14 inches, so divided by 4 is going to be 10 inches. Then from here I'm going to mark my waist. My waist measurement A divided by 4, and that's going to be 8.1 inches, and then I'm going to add 1 inch to that and mark it here, so that's going to be 9.1. So it comes to somewhere here. And the reason that I'm adding 1 inch is to add a dart into the middle. And now I can connect this point and this point. Like this. That will form my side line of the pant. So this is my waistline. This was the hip. And this is the crotch depth. So from that I'm going to mark 2 inches this way, and then connect this line like this. So do a bit of a freehand there, and from there I'm going to mark my middle line. Then I'm going to mark the middle of this line here. And draw a line this way. And then I'm going to mark my dart along this line. Measure 5 inches down. And then half-inch halfway going each side. So this is my front pattern now. I need to copy this onto the back because I'm going to use this as the base to draw the back pattern. I need a flared shape for my pants, so I have to widen like this. I actually have forgotten to let enough space for that, but that's okay. I can add seam allowances on the fabric itself. So what I'm going to do is to extend this by 1 inch along this line. Now I'll add my seam allowances and I can cut this off. I'm going to leave 2 inches here to have an opening from the front. I need to extend this line, and you know why a bit later. And then I want to cut along this line. So the reason I want to do that is to close off these darts so I can widen the area here. And then we want to add a side pocket here. So if I mark here and 2 inches from the waist, from the side line. Then I'll copy this piece onto another paper. So this would be my back piece, and then I can take this one off, leaving the seam allowance. So this is the back panel of my pocket, and this one will go on top of that like this, and then I need another piece which is going to be this one, and let me mark this as a direct line, and then for that piece I need the seam allowance like that. So 2 pieces, one like this, and the second piece this shape here. So that's the front pattern done. Let's move on to the back pattern now. I copied the front pattern onto this paper here, and now I am ready to mark the back pattern onto this. So the first thing I'll do is to measure this length and then mark half of that, or the middle of this length. So middle is here, and then I want to extend my push point from 2 inches as well, like this. Extend that line, and then I want to go half an inch down from there and mark that point there. And then I'm going to measure the length from this point to this, which is 2 1/4. Now I'm going to mark that vertically onto here from this point. Mark a point there. And now I'm going to mark my crotch line for the back by connecting this point and this point here, but not making this line too deep. To do that, I can draw another 2 inches from here like this and connect those points, and then like this, and that's going to be the crotch line for the back. Then I'm going to mark my waist. So for that I'm going to measure the length of the front pattern that I marked earlier and mark that same length. So it actually comes around somewhere here. And then to mark the dart, measure this measurement from this point here, which is 4 inches for me, and mark that, and then make a line, and then take 5 inches downward, and then half an inch both sides, and now we can make that like this. And then I'm going to mark the middle side like this. And I'll extend this side. And shape it like that. And then I can mark the seam allowance, half an inch all the way through and 1 inch here, and then cut the pattern off. Now I can close the dart here as well, similar to what I did for the front. To do that I need to extend this line further. On second thoughts, I'm going to actually do it this way. Incision through this yarn, and then I can close this dart. Patterns are ready now, and we can move on to cut the fabric. This is the fabric I'm using today. This is the right side, so I will start by folding this wrong side up. I got 125 centimeters in length, and my fabric is 120 centimeters wide. I am a bit short for the one panel of the pocket, so I need two of these ones, which I can do from this piece here, but then I need another piece like this for the front internal panel. So that one, because you can't see it from outside, I can use another fabric, like a leftover fabric for that, so there's no problem with that. So all we now have to do is to pin this to the fabric and cut the fabric. So I just want to mark the lines for this front opening, so I know exactly where I need to fold that in. So I'm going to use the ruler to mark that. I have cut the two sides of the pocket as well, and I'll show you how everything will come together. So I'll show you one side and the other side will be the same. So this panel, which is what we did, so that's this full panel, so that goes underneath like this, and then the second one, which I use a different fabric, so I cut that one by folding this like this and cutting the piece like this. So that one has to be sewn in with the front piece, and then it will, when we connect all the pieces together, that will come like this. So the first thing we need to do when we are making the pocket is to connect these two pieces like this, and connect that side and this side, and then we will connect this side with this side as well. Obviously we need to do it from the wrong side, so we'll do it like this and then fold like this. So the pocket will come in like this, and then we can put the hand in from here. But before I sew the pieces, I need to do one more thing, that is to cut the facing for the waist. So I'm going to use the fabric itself as a pattern to cut that. That's the front facing, and need for the back one as well. This way. Check that there's enough width. I should mark the middle. It would be difficult to figure that out later. So that's middle and that's front. Front, middle. This is the back. And this happens to be the middle. I have sewn the pockets now. So I can put the hand in. So done both sides. Here's the other side. And I have also connected the two pieces along the crotch line. So this is the front piece. So along the crotch line up until here, and then did the sewing to this side. So my opening will be like this. So when I turn that over, this would be my front opening. This is the waist and this is my crotch line. And similarly, I have sewn the back piece as well through the crotch line. So now what I need to do is to connect the bottom line, the front piece and the back piece like this. So align the middle and then sew through like this. And once I've done that, I can do the sides as well. Back, and this is the front with the pocket. So here's the pocket. So I can connect the sides. So do both sides. I have connected the sides and done the facing as well. So what's left to do is to hand stitch the facing by folding it in like this. And then once it's done, I'm going to put in these buttons. So to do that, I need to make some buttonholes, and I'll do that using my sewing machine as well. Once I've done that, and then I can do the hem. That's all that is left to do. Please subscribe and turn on the notifications to watch more videos like this. See you next time. Bye for now.